This pretty little church in Ophir Road is called Church of Our Lady of Lourdes. Built in 1888, it has been 120 years since then. Wonder how it all started. To trace its history, we go back 150 years to the year 1858 in France. On 4th January, a baby boy was born. His name was Joachim Alexandre Manœuvrier. A few weeks later, on 11th February 1858, Our Lady made her first apparition to a poor, sickly girl called Bernadette Soubirous in a grotto in Lourdes. 17 other apparitions followed, in one of which Our Lady told Bernadette, "I won't promise to make you happy in this world, but in the next one." In another, Our Lady asked for priests to go to the spot in procession and build a chapel there. Eventually, she revealed her identity. "I am the Immaculate Conception." Bernadette joined the Sisters of Nevers in 1867 and took her final vows 11 years later, already diagnosed with bone cancer of the knee. She passed away in 1879, only 35 years of age. Here in Singapore, Sir Stamford Raffles had landed in 1819 with sepoys and their camp followers. Then, Indian laborers began to arrive to work in pepper and gambia plantations. Singapore then was a penal colony for Indian convicts. Indian prison employees and those supplying food, laundry and other services began to settle near the prison, which was situated at Bras Basah Road. When the jail closed down, these employees and ex-convicts chose to settle in Singapore and became shopkeepers, cattle farmers, milk sellers, cart owners, and public work employees. As Singapore's population increased, there was greater need for development work, which raised demand for Indian laborers. Indian merchants and businessmen also arrived in greater numbers. In 1847, Father Jean-Marie Barrel built the Church of the Good Shepherd, which served the English-speaking Catholics of all races. In 1869, Father Pierre Paris founded the Church of Saints Peter and Paul for the Chinese Catholics. Father Paris was fluent in Tamil and the Chinese dialects. However, the Indians still felt left out. Father Paris died in 1883. And in the same year, Father J. Manœuvrier, MEP, arrived here in Singapore. Yes, he was the same Manœuvrier born in the year of the Lourdes miracle. Bishop Garnier immediately assigned Father Manœuvrier the task of establishing an Indian parish. While he was learning Tamil, he also began to collect funds to build a new church. In 1885, he finally obtained the land from the government, but it was a muddy swamp at the bend of the Rocho River which required an extensive landfill. At that time, it was thought that metallic constructions would be cheaper and stronger, doing away with thick pillars for support. The Eiffel Tower stood as a testament to this, and even Bishop Garnier was in favor. So, an iron structure was ordered from an architect in Paris. When the consignment arrived, it was a mess. Missing parts, wrong measurements, components did not fit, expensive shipping cost, and there was also the cost of building walls all around it. In the end, this new way of building the church cost twice as much. In May 1888, Church of Our Lady of Lourdes was completed. Father Manœuvrier wrote, "At last, my church is finished and blessed. My reward is to see my little congregation's vitality, since they have a church of their own. My joy is tempered by only one thing, the debt that burdens me." Besides the Indian parish in Singapore, Father Manœuvrier also ministered to the Indians in Malacca and Kuala Lumpur. In 1897, he was posted to Malacca as parish priest of St. Francis Xavier's and thereafter the Church of the Assumption in Penang from 1899 to 1912. In 1905, he was appointed Vicar General by Bishop Barryong. Father Menevrier returned to France in 1912 for medical treatment, but did not make it back. He died on the 23rd of June, 1915. Father Louis Burghofer was born on 11th February 1873. By coincidence, Our Lady's first apparition in Lourdes was also on 11th February. He arrived in Singapore in 1896 and was posted to Church of Our Lady of Lourdes, where Father Menevrier guided his first steps into the study of the Tamil language. After a few months, he was quite capable of replacing his parish priest, who was posted to Malacca. At the same time, all young missionaries whom the bishop destined to the apostolate among Indians were first assigned to our parish for their initiation into the Tamil language and customs. Father Burghofer was to become the longest-serving priest at the same parish of Our Lady of Lourdes, 39 years. In 1914, he returned to his family home in Alsace for medical treatment, but had to wait out the war. After an absence of 5 years, Father Burghofer was happy to be with his beloved parishioners again at the Church of Our Lady of Lourdes. He found the church buildings badly in need of repair and restoration, which he promptly attended to. He built the parish hall, which also served as a girls' school. He saw the need to get the youth together, and for many years, Our Lady of Lourdes was the center for the Catholic Young Men's Association, or CYMA. He even employed the first full-time catechist, one Mataleimani, who was to serve for 17 years. Father Burghofer was a simple priest, kind and friendly, always keen to please and to help, but that did not prevent him from being firm when necessary. On Sunday, 22nd September 1935, he asked 2 young men to serve his Mass, even joking, "This is perhaps my last Mass. I want to celebrate it with my parishioners." That same evening, he was found lifeless in his armchair, the rosary in his hands. In 1937, Church of Our Lady of Lourdes had a new parish priest. He was Father Michael Osomendi, who at the time of his appointment was also Bishop Duval's Vicar General. Father Osomendi arrived in Singapore in October 1926. He studied English and Tamil in Kuala Lumpur and was then posted to the parish of St. Louis, Taiping. There, he ministered to the Indians in town, as well as the many rubber estates in the district, and developed his mastery of Tamil to the point that he could speak the language with a remarkable fluency. Father Osomendi knows very difficult moments during the war, particularly before the fall of Singapore on the 15th of February 1942. The church and the presbytery were badly damaged by Japanese bombs and shells. Thanks to his unceasing efforts, he managed to make the necessary repairs. At the beginning of the Japanese occupation, he could still go around in his Fiat. But one morning, he found that the 4 wheels had been stolen. From then on, he could be seen using a bicycle, in a white cassock and a colonial hat, his long beard waving in the wind, to visit and help his parishioners. And not only in Singapore, but also in the rubber estates of Johor. After the death of Bishop Duval, Father Osomendi, on the 9th of January 1947, was appointed Bishop of Malacca and received the episcopal ordination on the 1st of June. In 1955, with the creation of the dioceses of Penang and Kuala Lumpur, his responsibility was lightened to Singapore, Johor and Malacca. In 1973, the new Diocese of Malacca-Johor was created, further reducing Archbishop Osomendi's pastoral duty to Singapore only. Even with a lighter load, age and health problems were catching up. He died on the 4th of July, 1977, after spending over 50 years as a priest here. In 1947, Father Ignatius Join Aloysius was appointed by Bishop Osomendi to succeed him as parish priest of Church of Our Lady of Lourdes. Father I.J. Aloysius had served in Bagan Serai from 1930 to 1933, in Teluk Anson from 1934 to 1936, and St. Louis in Taiping from 1937 to 1944. He was helping out at the College General in Penang when recalled to Singapore. He served at our parish until 1955 and was posted to Penang as parish priest of St. Francis Xavier, where Bishop Francis Chan there appointed him as his vicar general. He celebrated his 65th anniversary as a priest in 1994, just before he returned to the Lord to celebrate his eternal jubilee. The post of parish priest at Our Lady of Lourdes in 1955 was taken up by Father Albert Fortier. For the centenary of Lourdes in 1958, Father Fortier replaced the church windows that were destroyed by the Japanese bombing with new stained glass windows depicting the 15 mysteries of the Rosary. During his tenure, he had the assistance of several priests, namely Fathers Bernard Binet, Michel Ladoun, René Nicolas, and J.J. Troquier. It was Father Fortier who opened Our Lady of Lourdes School for the poor, slow learners in 1960. He became resident of Our Lady Star of the Sea after serving 12 years at Church of Our Lady of Lourdes. After Father Fortier, our next parish priest was Father Aloysius Doresami in 1969. He was to serve at Church of Our Lady of Lourdes until he stepped down in 2004 due to poor health. In 1974, Our Lady of Lourdes became a parish on a territorial basis, embracing and serving everyone. From a church for Indian migrants, she has become a parish for all. In 1987, Father Doresami saw to the major renovation of the church, its Gothic structure, the grotto housing Our Lady's shrine, the tabernacle, and the shrine of Our Lady of Velankani. It was during his watch that in 1988, Church of Our Lady of Lourdes celebrated her 100th anniversary. In 2004, Father Augustine Joseph succeeded Father Aloysius Doresami. Under Father Augustine, Church of Our Lady of Lourdes has come a full circle. Built in 1888, she was gazetted a national monument on 14th January 2005 to be preserved for posterity. Father Augustine will carry on in the tradition of ministering to migrant communities, although Tamil migrants continue to make up the majority at our parish. Father Augustine will be remembered for the year-long celebrations in 2008, being the 120th anniversary of Church of Our Lady of Lourdes and the 150th anniversary of Our Lady's apparitions in Lourdes.